Thanks for listening to Pesto Comics Audio Edition. New year, new all of us. What's in store for 2024? While procrastinating on upcoming projects, I've made an MCU-inspired timeline for Pesto Comics in 2024. I've left the moonshot projects, particularly the ones relying on government grants, off the timeline. Even without those, these are pretty ambitious. All of these projects are in progress, so I feel confident we can deliver as expected. I kept the windows open to seasons, like spring 2024, to allow for a little bit of wiggle room. Let's go through the projects and other initiatives for the next 12 months. Comics and Writing. Archetypes Issue 1. February 2024. An independent geek culture comic-sized magazine. If you follow me on Twitter, Mastodon, LinkedIn, or Facebook, you know I share daily tidbits of writing advice. Joey Galvez of Geek Collective is putting together a magazine that will include even more of these writing tips from me in February. Crazy Latte Thing Called Love. Spring 2024. A one-shot with Mattia, Monaco. For anyone who's been on the newsletter for any period of time or backed the last campaign, you already know about this one. Mattia should start sending art my way very soon, at which point I'll be happy to share what I can. I'm very, very excited for this one. Working Stiff, Spring 2024, a weekly webcomic. I love my floppies, but what really got me into comics were comic strips. I'll get into one of my favorites next post, but it's time for one of my own to get out there, Working Stiff. It'll be free, and it'll be everywhere I can put it. Webtoon, Tapas, or on any of the socials. Expect to see something more than a title caption very soon. Il Pescatore, June 2024, The City We Chose anthology by T.O. Comics. I was lucky to be selected for the latest anthology by T.O. Comics. This edition is called The City We Chose. It was a dream come true to work with this group as I've been reading their Toronto comics collections for years now. For my entry, I wrote a short, very loosely based on the experience of my grandfather coming to Toronto from Italy. I was even luckier to get paired up with Mattia Migliori. The character designs she submitted are absolutely astonishing. Make sure to check out Mattia's Facebook to see even more. NKW, Summer 2024 and onward. New 5-part series with Raffaele Cristiani. This is the big one. I'll have more to share in the near future, like the title, but until then, we'll just call it NKW. If you've been a fan of anything I've written or Raphael has drawn, I think you'll absolutely love this one. It's going to be a ton of fun, a little weird, and beautiful to look at. Stick around for more. Cleo and Gus, Fall 2024, a 3x weekly webcomic. Did I mention that I love comic strips? Working Stiff will have some very clear influences I'm drawing from, and you'll see that again, albeit different influences, with Cleo and Gus. This one will be 3x weekly, and I've already written a year's worth. It's going to be some goofy fun, and free to all on all the platforms. NKW and those comic strips will take the second half of 2024 up, and likely the first half of 2025, but there's more than just creating content next year. In person, feeling FOMO at TCAF and Toronto Comic Con. I applied for tables at TCAF and Toronto Comic Con this year, which I quickly learned was a novice mistake. Without too much to offer beyond Stay Cool and Limited Udo, I was not approved for a table this go-around. That said, I'll be at both events as an attendee. TCAF has the excellent Word Balloon Academy on the Friday and the festival itself through the weekend. It's always fun to check out. Plus, I've already got my ticket to Toronto Comic Con from my Fan Expo pass, so I'll certainly be checking that out, along with attending San Diego Comic Con and Fan Expo Canada. I've been going to Fan Expo Canada forever, and I'll be continuing that streak this year. Last year was the first post-COVID year that felt a lot more like old times, and I'm very excited to go back. Before that, though, I'm going to the big one, San Diego Comic Con. I got tickets for the Thursday and Sunday, so I'm missing the big days. I'll take what I can get, though. And from what I hear, there's lots to do around the city, so I'm sure it'll be fun. I'm excited and a little nervous to check it all out. Applying to Niagara Comic Con and Hamilton Comic Con. I plan to apply for tables at 2 more cons later in the year, and I should have a lot more to fill a table by then. Here's hoping you can find me in Hamilton or Niagara Falls this year. Fingers crossed. Marketing. The Pesto Comics newsletter podcast. I'm reading this to you right now. You're well aware of it. Hopefully, this can increase engagement on the newsletter and expand the base a little bit. Right now, it's just a straight readout of what you could read yourself, but it opens the door to expand things in the near future. I have plans, but no big commitments yet. Shift to video. TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. It's something I've been putting off. I'll be replacing the energy I used to update the Pesto Hyper newsletter and put it into expanding my reach on these platforms. I'll still be there if you like to get the content I was posting on the now defunct Pesto Hyper. I'll also post my videos on there too, in case you're not on the other apps. It's been a good experience on the platform in spite of all the efforts to burn it down. You just need to be very liberal with your block and mute buttons. All said, I'm excited for 2024. Are you? There's so much planned, and I can't wait to start delivering it to you. I'm so grateful for growing in 2023 and excited to accelerate that this year. Thanks again for joining me on this journey. Have a wonderful 2024. On January 15th, the comics that inspired me, Garfield. Really? Garfield? And February 1st. Digital is the future of comics. It has to be, right? Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining the newsletter if you've done that, and if you haven't, please do so, and be sure to tell a friend.